Welcome back here to the What's Cooking program, the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. I'm Michael Horn, ladies and gentlemen. That's Paul Stern.
Hey, Mike, we mentioned talking about...
meat from the parking lot from a guy named Eric Hines. They're good ones. Look at that one.
Welcome back,
It's
everybody.
a sparkler.
The 4th of July edition. It's our weekend edition of What's Cooking. Glad to have you here with us.
Yeah, good to have everybody with us. Where are we headed here, Paul? We got so many great guests on the show today.
Well, Mike, the name of the company is Plonk Wine Merchants.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is spelled Plonk. And we happen to have with us Eddie Lewinstein, owner of Plonk Wine Merchants.
Eddie, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's an honor to have you. Now, Eddie and I met, about last week or so at this great wine taste, and we were tasting some good wines, and you told me the story of your business called Plonk, Plonk Wine Merchants. Tell everybody about this.
Yes, well, plonk is a British slang term for cheap wine, and so
Really?
the idea, yes, and they use it in England and in Australia too, and it's sort of this derogatory term for cheap wine that you would never take to a 5-star white tablecloth restaurant. And so the idea for the business was to bring together a very cool and offbeat collection of high-quality boutique wines, all under $30 a bottle, and so as to turn sort of, reinvent the notion of cheap and turn cheap on its head and present a collection of wines that are really affordable but really high quality at the same time.
So Eddie Lewinstein, she is the creator of Plonk Wine Merchants, and what she is telling you is these, it may be the slang for cheap wine in England, but you have incredible value wines under $30. So if someone doesn't want to pay these high exorbitant prices for wines, you basically, and your team, but a lot of this is you, with your taste palette, go out and taste wines and find the extremely best wines from all over the world, correct?
That's right. We have a selection from over 20 regions around the world, and I actually do a little video review on each of the wines that I sell to give people a little preview as to what's in the bottle, so they're making an informed purchasing decision and they're not dropping a lot of cash on wine that they're not going to like once it arrives at their doorstep.
Okay, now how long have you been doing this?
About a year.
About a year. And what were you doing before this? I mean, this is a big undertaking to get into your own business here. So what were you doing before?
Yes, it is. I ran the Wines of Chile national marketing campaign out of New York for about 5 years.
There you go. And we have discovered with our very own Larry Lipson at the Lipson Institute for Advanced Wine Studies, when he's on the show every Wednesday, he reviews a lot of wines, and he's getting still a lot of Chilean wine. So you started to expand your horizons, taste-wise, from not only wines of America, but you started going around the world. So you kind of got this palate you established, I would think, over those 5 years working with these other Chilean wines and other wines.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I started out in South America and had a lot of curiosity about imports from all over the world, and I speak Spanish and Italian and wanted to explore more of the old world wine-producing regions, and now I bring in wines from Slovenia and Croatia and Hungary and Austria and sort of you name it, and it's in the store.
Can you find me any Czech wines from the Czech Republic?
I don't have any Czech wines presently, but I will look for you.
Thank you. And here's the thing with your website, Eddie, is you actually do these video reviews where people can go, and if you're not even buying, you can learn from the website. What is the website? Is it plonkwinemerchants.com?
Mm-hmm. It's www.plonkwinemerchants.com. And we also offer a monthly wine club where we ship out 4 bottles of wine a month, and all of the wines come from our actual inventory, so they're all very cool, off-the-beaten-path, small production, boutique wines. A lot of them are biodynamic and organic, made without pesticides and made with wild yeasts. A very cool sommelier-style selection of wines that arrive at your door every month.
Yeah, what's kind of clever about this whole thing is the fact that if you're going to join a wine club and you've been hesitant, here's a wine club that doesn't feature just one winery's wines. You're actually going out tasting wine, so if you're a member, you're going to get great stuff, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the problem with single winery wine clubs is you're really just getting a lot from one producer. And while you may like the producer, you're not really getting a lot of diversity. So here you get 4 wines. We do mixed selections. You can do all whites or all reds. We really customize the selections. But you're getting wines from different producers made from different grape varieties from all over the world. So you do really get a really nice broad selection.
I think it should be said that I think as much as when one thinks of Plonk wine merchants, they must also kind of equate it with yourself when you think of kind of the judgment that it takes for a wine to kind of make the criteria of your portfolio. I think that one of the issues that people have had with international wines in the past, that you go to a kind of a liquor store or a wine shop even, and you see some international wines, don't know anything about it, and you just kind of see it there. Often it doesn't even matter what the price is. You're kind of, not necessarily intimidated, but you're just kind of, you're a little bit reticent that this is a wine that might be worthy of your time.
Right, exactly. And for unfamiliar wines, in order to get some more information to be able to take a leap on something new, I think the videos really help people, because everyone knows Cabernet and everyone knows Pinot Noir, but you may not have heard of Plavac Mali from Croatia or of, Blaufränkisch from Austria. So if you can see an actual human being on the internet talking about the wine, giving you some background on the winery and the winemaker, and telling you what it's similar to and what foods it will pair with, it makes people a little bit more comfortable to take a leap on something new.
Yeah, you're back, and you're a young, bright, intelligent, beautiful woman. She's on these videos, ladies and gentlemen. And you have, what's your background and training on this, Eddie? Because you've done a little bit of studies yourself on this.
I have. I'm certified by the Wine and Spirit Education Trust and by the American Sommelier Association. And I spent a lot of time working with the trade and working with the whole import and distribution network across the U.S. and with sommeliers and wine directors and national wine buyers for restaurant groups. And I'm an avid wine drinker and cook myself. So all these experiences sort of add up to how the business is running now.
Do you do pairings on there as well if people want to get some wines and then figure out how to pair them to foods?
Absolutely. I actually really encourage my customers to interact with me personally and send me emails and pick up the phone and say, I'm throwing an Asian-themed dinner party. What can you recommend for A, B, and C course? And I love to do pairings, and that's definitely a free service that I offer for all of my customers.
Not to put you on the spot, but July 4th is coming up here. It's this weekend. And do you have a couple of picks for us that we might find on your website that would be must-haves for a nice 4th of July barbecue?
Yeah, absolutely. With anything that's coming off the grill, I like wines that are, if you're talking about reds, that are a little bit smoky and have a little bit of a sort of charred sensibility. I sell a great wine from Spain that's made with a grape called Mencia, Mencia, and it hails from a region called Bierzo. And the wine is very dark and brooding and has that sort of smoky, charred sensibility that pairs really wonderfully with steaks or grilled ribs or anything really that you're grilling up on the 4th of July holiday.
So Spain is a Mencia. What does that price out at on your website?
Let's see.
Got to be under 30. Let's give her the old acid test.
Oh, it's absolutely under 30. It is $20.
$20.
Well under
$20 a
30.
bottle.
Yeah. So this is kind of fun. You can peruse there. You can learn. You can look at videos. Anything else? You got a nice backyard barbecue wine when you're just sipping around the old barbecue or in the backyard?
The jacuzzi
Yes,
wine, as they like to call it.
A dry rosé is perfect for afternoon quaffing by the pool or by a barbecue. I just brought in a really wonderful Anderson Valley, California rosé made by a great winery called Copan. And the winemaker studied in France, and he brings a sort of French sensibility to what he does here in California, and he really, seeks out a sort of hands-off approach and really lets the wine speak for itself without imposing too much intervention on it.
I like it. How do you spell Copan?
It's Copain.
All right, give us your website one more time, Eddie Lowenstein. This is a great website. Check it out, everybody.
It's PlonkWineMerchants.com.
P as in Paul, Plonk, PlonkWineMerchants with an S.com. Eddie, we'll have you back soon with some more great picks. Thanks for being with us. Happy 4th.
Thanks so much. Happy 4th.
We'll be back on CRN.